Well, boy, do I have a treat for you guys today. As you can see, this package is from Innovation Industries, and they make elevator parts and fixtures and whatnot. There's another box there with some more panels. And this is my most expensive elevator part purchase ever. So I figured, why not make a little money back and do an unboxing video on it? There's some of my other panels. Yep, this one came from South Carolina. This one was for a freight elevator, as you can tell by the exterior door buttons. This one was for an innovated Kone mod. This came from a building in Texas. This is from a first-gen Schindler 3300 with a modified stop switch that I put in. This is from that same building in Texas that I got the lobby panel from. And over here, we've got a golden Kone panel. And over around here, this is the panel. It's an Innovation eye-line for the fake elevator we have, which is really just a sauna. But my plan is to eventually and hopefully get a panel that can go in here. I don't think that one that I just got is going to be able to even fit, as you can see by that slope. So that's unfortunate. But I am excited to show you what I got. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and set my phone up on the tripod and open that bad boy up. Alright, let's open these boxes up. I'm going to have a big mess to clean up after I'm done, but it'll be worth it. So let's see, where do I want to open it from? See, I'm already making a mess. But such is life when you're an elevator part collector. Okay. See, I'm thinking I might want to alright, let's see here. This material is so thick. It's so hard to cut, but it has to be thick, otherwise the panel would get damaged. But it'll all be worth it in the end when I finally crack this son of a gun open. If I can just cut it right. Let me try this side. And I gotta be careful when cutting. I don't want to cut anything delicate. Namely the wires, but I don't think that's going to happen because these are usually packaged so well that that's not even going to be a possibility. Alright, so I got this side all cut up. Crack this side open. This is dangerous business. Okay, now I got to deal with the other side. Move this one out of the way just temporarily. Now you guys know why I don't do unboxing videos. It's a lot of work and a lot of patience that goes into it. Alright, I've cracked this side open now. So my plan is to just remove the top of this box. Just cut that part. There we go. Wow. It's a lot thicker than I anticipated. There we go. All right, we're open. Kinda. To cut this part a bit more. There we go. And this gritty piece off. Okay. Take all this packing stuff off. You can already see the panel. Yep. Try to get the panel out if I can. There we go. Just temporarily stilted up against the wall next to my Schindler 3300 panel. And then get this box out of the way. Okay. This box out of the way. Might have to use a vacuum cleaner and clean up this mess. It's not the first time I've made a mess with elevator part unboxings, but it's the first one I've done on video. Anyway, I'm gonna just set the panel down on the ground ever so carefully. We don't want to damage it. And here it is. Now to show you up close. So here's what I got. I got an Innovation Bruiser elevator COP, and this one appears to be for a Kone mod of some kind, presumably an eco-hydraulic mod. And I guess the building didn't want the mod anymore, so parts were sold on eBay. And I did get it for a screaming deal compared to what it was originally listed for, but it was still expensive. But I'm going to go ahead and pull those screws off with my elevator screwdriver and see if I can harvest any keys that might be inside. Oh. There we go. Kind of. Looks like I'm going to need a bigger bit. Okay. This one should do. Remember, not all elevator screws are created equal. Dang it. There we go. Perfect fit. Now I can get these screws off with ease. Crack open the panel and harvest any keys that might be inside, attached to the key switches and whatnot. There we go. Now it won't fall out on me anymore. Some of these screws are already loose, so that makes it somewhat easier. I'm going to line them up in order so I don't forget which order they're in, so I don't put the wrong screws in the wrong place. I'm sure it doesn't matter, but I've taken a lot of things apart in my life, and sometimes it does, because some of the screws are a different size than the others. Like for instance with MacBook Pros. you know, you go change the battery in them, you got to make sure all the screws are put in the same order you took them out. Otherwise, you might not either not secure it properly, or you might damage your computer. Alrighty. And I'll open up these panels, the service panels, after I unbox those. So there are 2 more panels and then some lanterns. So this kit that I got was for a full-on mod by Kone elevator. And now it's in my basement. Okay, switch on over to this side. A few of you guys might remember a year ago I got a gold innovation panel, new old stock from 2004. Well, I know I said I would do a video showing the inside of that panel. I never did. So this will make up for it. I am unscrewing the screws on this panel and opening it up. All right, open sesame. It's heavy. That's why it's hesitant to open. Oh boy. Okay. Not really sure what's going on here. All right. Oh, there we go. It's just heavy. Okay. So I don't see any keys on the key switches, which is normally where they put them on new panels. But I do see some equipment inside. So you can see the back of the indicator. Here are all the elevator keys and the phone manual. There's the emergency buzzer. Oh, it says Montgomery Kone on it. How old is this panel? It doesn't even seem old because it has the fireman service cabinet, which is right there. See, there's the stop switch, fireman's hat, call cancel button, door buttons, and then the key switch for phase 2. Some more wiring and stuff. There's the controller, some more cables. Yep, this is very interesting, but yeah, I find it interesting that says Montgomery Kone on it. Maybe it's because they've been using this style indicator since the Montgomery Kone days. And down here are the switches in the service cabinet. So that's interesting. Now I got to see what keys I got and then unbox those panels. Alright, so here are all the keys that were in this bag. I also had some spare parts like this plug and these caps for wiring. And here's a 9-volt battery. I don't know how old this panel is. It looks like it's maybe a few years old, but so I got a couple of 512 keys. That's for the stop switch, which on this panel is in the service cabinet. 513 keys for independent service, light and fan. More 513 keys. There are 2 keys per switch. EN1 keys, which that's the same as the EPCO one. It's kind of interesting that they chose to use that key for this panel. So I'll have to figure out which lock or key switch takes that. 514 key, inspection service. Never use these keys unless you're an elevator tech, because they are strictly for elevator personnel for a reason. Because hoistway access is very dangerous, especially if you don't know what you're doing. Some more 513 keys. So we got 3 sets of 513 keys, 1 set of 512, 1 set of 514, and it's a mixture of old and new. 511 keys, which are going to be for the communication failure reset switch. And then the FEOK one. So 2 keys for the phase 1 switch, and then 2 more FEOK1 keys for the phase 2 switch. Like I said, there are 2 keys that come with each key switch on a panel. Alright, now for that box. Now for round 2 electric boogaloo. This one should be easier, especially since it's not as heavy as the first box. So let me see if I can open this box without destroying it. Success! That was easy. Wish I had my easy button with me, but it's upstairs. Okay, lots of packing peanuts. Anyway, here is one of the panels. This is for the top floor, or no, I take it back. This is for the basement floor, because the first floor is the main floor, where the fireman service recall switch is. So that's one panel. These are the lanterns, which I don't know why they put an up and a down arrow on both of them, but whatever. I would have only used an up arrow on the basement floor and a down arrow on the first floor for cost savings. I'm not really sure what this is. Let's take a look if I can get the box open. Jam tags. Yeah, I'll worry about that one last. And then here is the main floor panel. I'll show these up close in just a moment. Just got to clean up this mess. Okay, let's go ahead and unbubble wrap these and unscrew the screws and see what's inside, if anything. Again, this is dangerous business. There are small pieces of tape that are hard to see. And I gotta cut carefully. See if I can just slide the full piece off. And just bear grab it. Bear claw grab it. This is some really good bubble wrap. Yep, Kone doesn't play around. So this is a testament to true Kone quality. Much better than Schindler. All right. Almost there. Got to cut a few more pieces. Okay. There we go, finally. This one's unboxed. Now for this one. Yay! There, that's the trick. You got to cut all the way across, like right when you first start. And there we go. Panel's unboxed. Or should I say unbubble wrap. Alright, now to take these things apart with my screwdriver. There's only 2 screws on these panels, thankfully. So that makes it much easier for me. See if there are any keys inside. This is one long screw. It's been a while since I've taken apart a haul station. The last one I took apart was the one mounted on the wall I showed in the beginning of the video. But at least now, it's easier to access once I get the screw most of the way undone. Okay, let's pull this off. And yes, there are some more keys. Okie dokie. So we got some 514 keys. Let's see. These ones I'm going to have to cut the thing because normally they make it so you have to remove the key switch to get the keys off. All right. Yeah, 514 keys. And there's some more keys here, 511 keys. Should be able to just slide these off since that switch is not connected to anything right now. There we go. 511 keys. So that means the other 511 keys that came with the COP are for the lights, and I guess the EN1 key is for the fan. And then we got some FEOK1 keys. Let's slide this key switch off if I can. Okay. We gotta be careful with this thing here. There we go. So I can just pull this off. Or is that secured? I don't know which. Oh, it's it automatically retracts. I see. There we go. That key switch is back on. Nice and tight. There's just a bunch of wiring and stuff in here. So let's put this panel back together. And here are the FEOK1 keys. It's a good mixture of newer and older style Compex Fort keys. And then there are going to be 2 more 514 keys in this panel. Hang on a minute. Focus on this screw for right now first. This is going to be interesting. You know what, I'll tighten it by hand first. That one. Okay, that one is going to have to be this. Just trying to get them both on at the same time. Literally multitasking here. At least now I have a spare panel in case something happens to that panel, which nothing will happen to it. Okay, that one's nice and tight. Now for the other one. Good to go. Let's just put this one aside. And now to take apart this one. Trying to break the laws of multitasking here, as you can see. It looks like I'm succeeding in that. There we go. We're in. Okay, and just like before, I'm going to have to cut the plastic ring that's holding the keys on. There we go. 2 more 514 keys. And this panel was manufactured in April of 2020, so it's 5 years old. There are the keys. Throw away some trash. And now to put the panel back together. Careful here. There we go. So I'm guessing that all of these panels were made in 2020, judging by the date on this one. I'm not sure if my camera caught it when I had the COP open. But generally speaking, when they make panels for a new install or a mod, they're all made around the same time. Okay. Alright, so here are the lanterns, which I unboxed off camera. In this box are the brails for the basement and the first floor. So it's interesting that I have these now. I've never gotten anything like that ever in all the time I've been collecting elevator parts, which is only 2 years, but I've collected a lot in those 2 years. This appears to be a spare battery for the phone communication system. I'll go ahead and demo some of the key switches now and then open the service panels on the COP. Well, here's my handy dandy master elevator key ring. And this switch takes the 514 key. You guys know how this works. You turn inspection service on and then you can move the elevator car up or down at a reduced speed by turning the switch. So right for down and left for up. Same deal on this panel. There's another hoistway access switch. Let me just make sure I have 514 in hand. If I can get a hold of it again. There we go. Left for up, right for down. Again, don't ever use the 514 key unless you are elevator personnel or have permission and supervision from elevator personnel. Buzzer reset. That's going to be 511. Alright, I got 511 here. And I've already done a demonstration video on how this works, but basically when this light starts to flash red and you hear a beep every 30 seconds, you can reset that for a 24-hour period. And after that, you would have to do it again. Basically, you would keep doing that until you've reestablished the phone line. And this will turn green as soon as you turn the key switch. And then the Phase 1 fireman service. Let's see, find FEOK1 on here. There it is. Turn it to on. This light will light up. And then to turn it off, you cannot just turn it to off. Turn it to bypass, wait for 5 seconds, and then go back to the off position. At that point, the light will extinguish, and the elevators will be back in normal service. Alright, now for the COP. Go ahead and find 513. There we go. I believe that's it. Yep. So we got a turn dial here. I'm guessing that's for emergency lighting. There's the emergency light test switch. 120 volt power outlet, which this seems to be broken or it requires power, but obviously I'll never know because this is never going to get power to it because it's in my collection. Alright, so the light switch is going to be 511 and it's actually turned off right now, weirdly enough. Let me just find that key here. There it is. Alright, 511 turns on the lights. Alright, and then the fan, oddly enough, is the EN1 key, which is pretty rarely used on Innovation, but it is an option. Let's see. Yep. Okay, so this goes all the way around. Very, very interesting. So I'm guessing, yeah, high, medium, low, and then when it's pointing to fan, that must be off. It's weird how it goes all the way around like that, but yep. Independent service is 513. Yep, it's always going to be 513 on Innovation. Turn independent service on, and then we're going to turn it back off. And access enable, which is for inspection, it's 514. There we go. Turn this to enable, and now it's on inspection service. They generally don't give those keys to building owners because it's not a feature that they would ever use, as I've talked about earlier. Card reader override is also 513. If I can just get a hold of it. This master ring is so big, it's hard for me to get a hold of my keys. Got so many keys on this thing. So when it's turned to on, that bypasses the card reader. You turn it to off and it's secured again. Either that or it could be the other way around. I know sometimes these switches do end up reverse wired. And then emergency stop, which can also be used to take the elevator out of service, is the 512 key. Let me just show it to you guys. 512. Turn it to stop. That puts the elevator out of service, or you can stop it anywhere in the hoistway, and then it won't move or accept any calls till it's turned back to run. And then emergency light test. Alright, let's go ahead and shut this panel up. Now let's open up the fireman service panel, which is the FEO K1. Let's see, 516, BFD1, MFD1. Alright, FEO K1. There we go. This also does have an overload indicator. As you can see, max capacity is 2,500 pounds. You go over that, it's going to trip the overload. Just go ahead and open this panel here. Alright. Fire operation. When flashing, exit elevator. To operate car, insert fire key and turn to on. So you do that. Turn it to on. Key won't come out in the on position. To cancel floor selection, hit the call cancel button. To close the door, press and hold door close. To open the door, press and hold door open. To hold the car at the floor, turn it to hold. It won't accept any calls while it's on hold. For emergency stop, we have a stop switch here. You can also use the one in the service cabinet. There was an ambiguity in code, which one point it disabled the stop switch when the fireman's service recall was activated, and then they decided for whatever reason that that should work at all times. So either stop switch will work. They both do the same thing, but one requires a key and this one does not, because you need a key to get to it. And then to automatically return to the recall floor, turn the key to the off position. The alarm will sound and the car will go back to the recall floor, and then it won't go anywhere until the keys turn back to on. But yeah, I could tell before I bought this, judging by that speaker array, or that shape of the speaker hole, that this was a Kone panel. Same deal with that indicator. But yeah, now I finally have a Kone COP in my collection, even though this is innovation, but still, Kone does still widely use innovation for most of their stuff. We have basement, one, door open, door close, emergency bell, and emergency phone. So that's going to conclude this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned for more, and peace out till next time.